Tonight, we're learning more about the arrest of Patrick Beverly, the former Houston Rocket. Here's what we know so far. Fort Bend County officials confirmed that Beverly was arrested today on a felony charge of family violence assault, specifically impeding breath and circulation. That is, his bond is set at $40,000. But just hours ago, his attorney sent us a statement saying, quote, Patrick Beverly has no criminal record. He cares deeply about his little sister, a young lady, a minor, given that when he unexpectedly found her alone in the home with an 18-year-old man in the middle of the night, he was understandably concerned, as any brother would be, about his sister.
Okay. Patrick Beverly, um, NFL. I'm sorry, NBA player. Um, that's crazy. Me being a huge basketball fan, talking about NFL, but an NBA player, ex NBA player, because he's not currently on a active roster. But Patrick Beverly was arrested, and as they were saying, it was for family violence. So I thought this situation is pretty bad. This situation is definitely pretty bad. But you know, kudos to Patrick Beverly for taking up for his little sister if she's a minor. I wouldn't say necessarily taking up for her, but being a big brother. Um, I'm not sure how old his sister is. They said she's a minor, so I'm gonna just leave it at that. And they said that he caught his little sister and an 18-year-old man, which you know, once you're 18, you are considered a man in the public's eyes. Um, Even at 17, I consider you to be a young man. So, um, yeah, I honestly I can't say I would have done anything different, especially if my sister is a few years younger than 18. Um, but Patrick Beverly, was arrested for this, and I'm not sure where this is gonna go. But I feel like he did what a lot of older brothers would do in this situation, and of course, we don't have all the ins and outs of it, so it's kind of hard to really form too much of a concrete opinion on this thing. But you know, Patrick Beverly is clearly saying here in his statement um, on X here, please don't believe everything you see on the internet. Hope all is well, love. So, you know, man, um, kudos for him again. Like I said, if it situation that his attorney is saying is true in that statement, then I don't know too many older brothers who would walk into that situation and not act on it. Now I'm not sure if he was choking and cutting off the breath of his little sister or not. I'm not sure about all that because that's definitely a moment of like a teachable moment, if anything. And you don't want to assault a family member, especially not a female family member, over something that they should be able to learn from. But everyone's different. Everyone approaches situations differently, especially when emotions get involved, and we don't know the dynamics of him and his sister's relationship. So I can't say that he's wrong. And again, I don't know if it was the sister that he was charged in having the violence against, which is say it was violence against a family member. So I would assume it is the sister, and he really got on her, and more than likely because Pat Bev has been like going viral for having different comments about certain people like Trey Young and Like even recently as the day before this happened, I was reading that he had comments about Megan Thee Stallion and her relationship with Klay Thompson, and Clay had put a comment under the post of those comments, and yeah, this is definitely heavy. Um, but again, if he caught his minor age sister with the 18-year-old, I can't say. He may went a little overboard if it was the sister that he was attacking. Um, but I mean, you know, that's kind of what good big brothers do. They're definitely going to step in, especially when he's at the age to where he knows, truly knows, like, okay, right and wrong. Which I'm not sure if she should be at the age, but she knows right or wrong, but she might have not felt like she was wrong at the time because as a teenager, um, if she was a teenager, hopefully it's not nothing too like man, but you just you hear the word teenager, you hear the word teen, and they may let their guard down and think it's okay, but um, I just feel like people need to be a lot smarter and make sure that they like you know hold on to stuff that's precious. I'm gonna put it like that. Um, Never be in a rush to do things that you're going to be able to, really freely do as an adult, and you know, all that type of stuff, man. It's not going to go anywhere. And you're way more valuable when you, like I said, when you hold on to, what you had that's precious, and you wait for the right time when it's very appropriate. Because what I do know is that um, even though as just going back to being like a young teenager, um if I would have knew half the things I knew now, I wouldn't have done half the things I did at that time. And I'll say it like that. um and it's like you know for men, when we are able to do certain things, and more likely like have our way and stuff like that. Um, we kind of slot people in certain ways, like like slot females in certain ways, and it's just never really the same. It's like sometimes you value it more when it's just not all just handed to you right then and there, like access wise, like even if nothing was happening sexually, just being able to go and lay up in a girl's house and stuff like that. Like that's some very adult things to do, and if you're 18, still dating down like that, you kind of want to chill, because like I said, at 18, here in this society, you are considered a man, and you know you don't want to be caught up in situations like this. So that's my best advice. And like I said, Pat Bev, being a big brother, did what big brothers do, and you know, I'm sure more details will come out about this here. I'm sure it's a very tough situation for Pat Beverly and his family, and hopefully he'll see his way through it, and they can, if their relationship was torn, maybe they can mend it, and maybe his his younger sister will learn a lesson from this, and not go the other way to where she is rebellious, and try to be very defiant, which most teenagers are. But I'm going to close this video out. Like I said, I just wanted to touch on this because I seen this story, and I really thought it was gonna be something way totally different. But this really seems like a case of a big brother trying to step in and be a big brother. Which being a big brother is a very, very tough job. It's just I've definitely been through that, being a big brother, and sometimes it's only so much you can do to, try to keep a cloak or protection over your little sister and stuff like that. And it's like a very fine, fine line that you have to walk. So yeah, it's very, very tough. But I'm going to close it out. If you like my content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And once again, this is Justin Paul. Peace.